Hello traders, I'm back with a very powerful trading strategy. But before watching it, do not forget to subscribe. This strategy depends on 3 indicators, and it is valid for trading from 1 minute to 1 hour. But what are the indicators and conditions that we will use to get a high profit rate? The first indicator is the HEMA indicator, which is derived from the moving average, and as you can see here it is in red. The second indicator is the moving average, and it is in blue, and we will use it to determine the direction of the trend only. The third and final indicator is the half trend indicator, and it will be the main indicator for determining entry and exit. Let's start adjusting the settings. First, HEMA indicator. The length should be 50. Secondly, the moving average indicator. The length should be 150 and the offset should be 6. Thirdly, the half indicator. The amplitude should be 1, and the channel deviation should be 2. As for the style, remove everything except the arrows. Now let's start with the conditions. First, the candles must be above the blue moving average line, and this means that we are in an uptrend. Second, this triangle must appear from the half trend indicator, which means a buy signal. Third, the target candle must be above the red line, which is the HEMA indicator line. Here is another example, and the deal was successful because it met all the conditions. But in this example, the target candle was below the HEMA line, which means that it did not meet the third condition, and therefore it is considered a false signal. Here is another example that complies with all the conditions, and we can see that it was a successful signal. But keep in mind, we only enter into buying positions when the market is above the moving average. But when the market movement is below the moving average, it will be the opposite and we will look for short positions. But in the case of shorts, there will be a slight adjustment. We will change the length of the HEMA indicator from 50 to 40. And this is because the movement of fear is always faster than the movement of greed, and I mean selling and buying orders. Here we find that this candle meets all the conditions, so it is good for entering. And here is also a sell signal below the moving average and below the HEMA line. Here we see 2 other successful signals because all the conditions were met. But here, the signals are not good for entry because the HEMA line is almost above the moving average, and even the candle's bodies are incomplete below the HEMA line. So these are 3 false signals that have been eliminated, because trading in the pullback movement, which is the area between the uptrend and the downtrend, the signals are unstable. But with this strategy we were able to eliminate a large number of false signals. And even here, when the trend rebounded, many false signals were eliminated. But how can we take profit and stop loss in this strategy? Well, the take profit will be fixed at 1 hour frame, and it will be like this: 2.7% stop loss and 4% take profit. Also, taking profits can be in another way, as we can continue to take profit until we see the first red candle that closed below the HEMA line. And here we close the deal and take profits. Using this method, the profits will be more than you imagine. But to develop a comfortable strategy, we use the first method. Now let's see the stats. This strategy has been tested 100 times on the YFII currency. The number of wins is 64, and the number of losses is 36. The net profit was 311%, and the win rate was 64%. Take profit was set at 4%, and the stop loss was 3%. If you want to learn about scalping on a 1 minute and 5 minute frame with this strategy, tell me in the comments. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.